and today we're going to talk about breakfast. And this is in the Project Mayhem series where I will be tearing up all the myths circulating this fitness health industry. And the idea that you need to eat breakfast is one of the biggest ones. I haven't been eating breakfast at all for over 2 years. I've actually been doing fasting for 3 years, but initially the first year I just did it a few times a week. Now I do it literally every single day. Now, the whole concept behind having to eat a breakfast meal to give you energy to sustain yourself for the next few hours is just absolute bullshit. It is wrong. Your body can use its fat stores to fuel itself and to give yourself energy. That's why we have all this fat. You can literally survive for weeks and weeks without food. Now, when your body goes after waking goes a few hours without eating, your metabolism is not slowing down. That's not how human beings work. In actuality, with short-term fasting, up to 18 hours or 24 hours, there's actually a elevation in your metabolic rate. You get an increase in adrenaline, which gives you a boost in energy. Your metabolism won't actually decline until 36 hours of fasting. That's how we work. Going a few hours without eating is not a big deal at all. So I actually found that you are your most mentally acute when you're not digesting. So in the morning, your body is in that primal and that amazing state to just fucking work, and just shoving food down your face in the morning is just going to slow down your ability to think, your ability to exercise, your ability to do your detox. So I just think fuck eating breakfast. Do what you got to do, and don't even think about eating for at least 4 hours. Shouldn't even cross your mind. Have a cup of black coffee or tea in the morning. Have some water, hydrate, and then don't even think about eating till lunchtime. And so what happens invariably is when you skip that breakfast, your body's growth hormone levels just go up, which helps with fat loss, helps shuttle those fat cells into the bloodstream to be burned for energy. This is what's going to give you energy. Your body's insulin sensitivity improves in your muscle tissue. So when you go longer without food, your body's going to be better able to take in those food calories into your muscle tissue in the future. This is very productive for adding muscle and staying lean. Fasting has been associated with all kinds of life extension benefits. It reduces your risk of several different diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. It has all those neuroprotective properties. If you start fasting regularly, you'll find there's a hunger blunting effect. So when you do go a few hours without eating, you find that your appetite just kind of disappears. You're just focused. You're not even thinking about food. So that is actually really cool. There's all these really awesome benefits with fasting. And there's many ways to go about it. My preferred method is to do it every single day and just skip that first meal and don't eat until 4 to 6 hours after waking. So eat a regular lunch, have another meal 4 or 5 hours later, and then like a final meal, a couple hours before going to bed. That's how I do it. It works extraordinarily well, and it just makes everything so much more simple. So usually what I do is I keep my first meal really light. That's my pre-workout meal. So today, for example, I woke up at 10, had my first meal around 2:30. I'm going to go to the gym in a couple hours. So my first meal was a nice big container of Greek yogurt, about 340 calories, 50 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, 20 grams of carbs, and I had a few little pieces of chocolate. Yeah, that's right. I kind of subscribe to the whole, hitting your macros, and dark chocolate has a lot of antioxidants. I like it. I think it really complements the Greek yogurt. After the gym at about 6:30, I'm gonna have a big serving of chicken, like 2 chicken breasts. Gonna have a big bowl of gluten-free pasta, some veggies, I'm gonna cook the pasta. I'm gonna add some like a little bit of oil for hit my fat numbers, and then my final meal I'll probably have like 2 big roast beef sandwiches, maybe a little treat. So that's how I do my fasting. Fucking awesome. Don't even like eating in the morning. It's very unbecoming. Let's just put it that way. It's just not the way to do things. Human beings, we are meant to eat at night. That's the way we work. Look back in time. We had big feasts at night. If we're in our hunter-gatherer days, we wouldn't fucking kill an animal and eat it at 10 in the morning. Hell no. That food would come later in the day. And that's the way we're meant to live. And you can try it for yourself. Try skipping that first meal, having a lighter lunch and a big dinner and maybe like another late night meal, and see how you feel. You're probably going to find it's way easier to stick to your diet. You're not going to get the same amount of cravings, and you're going to start to get leaner, and you're probably going to get stronger in the gym if you train properly. So that's me on breakfast. Breakfast fucking sucks. And why is it the most important meal of the day? You might be asking that question. Why is everyone telling me it's the most important meal of the day? You got to understand, we live in a consumer-driven society. A lot of what you're being told is, to benefit someone financially. So, of course, they want you to believe to eat breakfast. The idea that humans needed breakfast, that whole myth that was put out was largely put out there to increase the sales of this really weird food product, otherwise known as cereal, which no one was really eating. So now, when people think they have to eat in the morning, and they're not necessarily hungry for good natural food like meats and potatoes, they're not going to be able to digest that well in the morning. So they just have some cereal, and they get fatter and fatter. So don't eat breakfast. It's ridiculous. That's me, Gregor Gallagher, Kinobody.com. That's Project Mayhem. And as I should finally conclude, maybe this doesn't work for you. Maybe your body wants you to eat breakfast. I'm not you. I'm only me. And I'm speaking from my personal experience working with many, many, many different clients. And I know there's a big group of people that have just switched over to intermittent fasting, skipping that first meal, and have just had insane success. But you really got to go with what works the best for you. So, I'm out.